or to the right. At that point in time, price will remain constant. So all these factors make price remain unchanged. That is constant. So part of those non-pricing factors are fashion, taste, and preferences. We're talking about fashion, we're talking about the trend. What people want to buy right now. So because there is trend, because friends will talk to each other like, oh, this is the latest iPhone 14, right? Is this iPhone 14? That's the latest iPhone. So the demand for that phone, for that model will increase, yes or no? Because it is what is trending. So what happens to the X, to the 11s, to the 12? Example, just making an example. So the demand for 12, for 10, for iPhone 6, or whatever it is, will fall. Because they are new version. Do you understand? So because there's an increase, because consumers' tastes and preferences and trends have changed, then the quantity demanded for old-fashioned products will fall, shifting the demand curve of old-fashioned products to the left, from D to D1. So that's why I said here, old-fashioned product demand will shift leftward from D to D1 as a result of what? New trends. People want to buy the latest. So what happens to the old ones? The old ones, the demand, the quantity demanded for old ones will fall as a result of that. So it is represented as this. From D to D1, that's the demand will shift leftward from D to D1. And at the same time, the quantity demanded for old-fashioned products will contract from Q to Q1. Is it clear? Do we understand here? So this is a non-pricing factor that will affect the quantity demanded for a product. So here, fashion is one of the reasons why people would buy more or buy less of a product. So products that are old-fashioned, people stop buying them to start buying new fashions. That is what we're talking about here. So the demand for old-fashioned products will fall as a result of what? There are new ones existing. So existing products will stop trending for the new ones, for the latest ones. Is it clear? Is it clear, please?
Yes.
Is it clear? When we talk about fashion, taste, and preferences, we're talking about a non-price factor that will also affect demand. Fashion, taste, and preferences, it is not about the price now. So consumers might stop buying the product, not because of the price, but because the product is what is old-fashioned, it's old school.
Yes.
Do you get it? So we start buying products that are trending. We start buying products that are the latest. Huh? Yeah, even the clothes. Some clothes are old-fashioned, some they are new ones, so you start buying the new ones. So the demand for old-fashioned products will fall as a result of new ones coming up. So shifting the demand curve for old-fashioned products leftward from D to D1. And here, what happens here? New trends will shift the demand curve of a product rightward from D to D2, and the quantity demanded by it from Q to Q2. So for new products, the demand for new products will increase if the demand for old products falls. So the demand for old products will fall, at the same time the demand for new products will increase. Shifting the demand curve rightward from D to D2, and the quantity demanded for new products will expand from Q to Q2. Do we get it? Do we understand this?
Yes.
Then the third one, marketing, advertising, and branding. Another factor that would affect demand, either to increase or decrease, is the kind of marketing we do as a business, the kind of brand we make our products, and the kind of advertising we do. So if your product is successfully branded, if your advertisement is successful, and if your marketing is successful, then the demand for your product will increase. Because at that point in time, you have been able to convince your customers, you have been able to convince potential customers that your product is the best in town, that your product is the best in the market. So the demand for your product will rise as a result of what? A successful advertisement, a successful branding, and a successful marketing. Shifting the demand curve for your product rightward from D to D2. So if a business can successfully advertise, successfully make a brand for itself, and successfully market its products, then the demand for its product will increase. And And if the demand for the product increases, it shifts the demand curve rightward from D to D2. Is it clear?
Yes.
Then we have the external shocks. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's it. So we have the external shocks. So when we talk about external shocks, we are talking about factors that are beyond the control of the business. These things, there's nothing the business will do about it. The business will advertise, yes. The business will change the quantity of products it wants to produce, yes. The business can improve its products, yes. But there are some things the business cannot do. Those things that are beyond the control of the business. Those things that are beyond the control of the business is what we call what? External shocks. Example is one, government. Government is an institution that makes law, that controls the economy, that controls the society. So the government of a country, the government of a nation can influence demand. How can they influence demand? The government can increase the quantity demanded of a product if they subsidize. If they subsidize. So if government wants to increase the demand for a product, government can make subsidy. Subsidy will make the price of the product to fall. As a result of that, the quantity demanded for that product will rise. Do we understand? If government gives subsidy, subsidy is a financial help from government to make the price of products or the cost of production to reduce for firms. So if this happens, the prices of products will fall, then the quantity demanded for such products will rise. Another way in which government can influence decision is creating tax, especially for demerit goods. What do I call it? Demerit goods like cigarettes. So government could increase the tax of cigarettes. Government could increase the tax of gambling so that the demand for gambling, the demand for cigarettes will reduce. Do we understand how government influences now?
Yes.
If government wants to increase demand, government will subsidize. If government wants to reduce demand, government will make taxation. Is it clear? Then competition. When we talk about competition, if new businesses comes into the industry, the demand for their products might rise. It's just like for new schools to start now. People might want to start to try the new school out. Yes or no? So that means because there are new businesses coming into the industry or into the market, the existing business might lose their customers. Do we get it? The demand for the existing businesses for their product might fall as a result of new competitors. Do we understand? So what can the business do about it? Nothing, because it is not beyond, it is beyond their control. Do we get it? And the last one is economic factor. The situation of the economy. If the economy is growing, that means everyone has a job. The demand in that economy will increase. But if the economy is in decline, if the economy is falling, example of a declined economy is when the economy doesn't have employment. The employment opportunity in that economy is less. People don't have jobs. If people don't have jobs, what happens? Demand in that country will fall because a lot of people do not have work. So in that situation, the quantity demanded for products in that industry, for products in that economy will fall. So these are what we call external shocks. They are things that are beyond the control of the business, but they can just stop that. How do you placing it together? There are things that stop this that can also disrupt the demand for products. And we call them external shocks because they are out of the control of the business. Government is out of the control of the business. The economic factors are out of the control of the business. Political factors, the weather condition, these things are not what